Hey, here we are, another curtain call conversation. I hope you're all well. I'm joined today by Tiajna Amayo. Now, she's going to be out on the road very shortly with Cheeky Little Brown. Now, it sounds very intriguing. Welcome to Curtain Call Conversations. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, Cheeky Little Brown. Now, the title doesn't give away too much about the show. So, could you tell us what the show's about?
Yeah, so it's about a girl called Blessing and her best friend Gemma. And they are going through some friendship issues at the moment. And the show starts with Lady crashing Gemma's party. And it's kind of about a failed night out and discovering a love for your best friend that isn't purely platonic and how it goes from there. And also just finding out about yourself and who you are as a queer Black woman living in London.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's kind of about what the story is about. And it takes a turn throughout the whole night. And it has some magical realism in it as well. There's some pigeons, and we meet a whole host of interesting characters that will be very, very familiar to a lot of Londoners, but anybody who's gone out on a night out who would have met these kind of people. And yeah, it's kind of about that.
Okay, so your character, how would you describe her, sort of in three words, perhaps?
She's young, she's fierce, and she's young, she's fierce, and she's big. She's
Yeah,
a big personality, I would say. Yeah.
yeah. And so this is just a one woman show, is that correct? Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, how do you prepare for that? Because to hold an audience on your own, for the duration of the show, I mean, it must be really hard. I mean, how do you prepare for that?
Yeah. Well, there's no real way to easily just prepare for it, but obviously doing your character work, really finding those differences in character. Um, really, I've been really lucky in this show to have an incredible team, incredible writer, incredible director in Nkenna and Chino. And I think they've prepared me with the text and as well as amazing direction, as well as possible.
Yeah.
And the rest is just kind of, as they say, movie magic. We get on stage and we hope it goes well. And it will go well because it's an amazing story and it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I saw there's a sort of a reel on Instagram that I saw, and it looks really interesting, I do have to say. It sounds great. I mean, you're heading out on a sort of a tour. You start 21st of September in Bristol. So have you done much touring before in your sort of acting career?
Yeah, so I was part of the National Youth Theatre Rep Company, and we were the first rep company that toured. So I did some touring with them. We went up to loads of places all around London, which was England, which was really interesting because we did it during just after the pandemic as well.
Ah, okay.
So during training, I did tour a little bit, but yeah, this is my first solo tour, and I'm a little bit nervous,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's going to be amazing, and I'm really excited because having the opportunity to go to Bristol, Vic, and the Lowry, and Derby, and Coventry, and it's really, really, really cool. So yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you enjoy touring? I mean, some people are not that keen and it's just away from home and the normalities of life. But I suppose being out on the road, it can be exciting because you get to see lots of different places. I mean, do you feel that way?
Yeah, I do. And I think touring is a very different aspect of like working as an actor. And I do enjoy it. I do enjoy going to new places and seeing new things that I probably would have never seen if I just kind
Yeah.
of stayed in London. And I think I'm really lucky to have that opportunity and have had those opportunities in the past.
Hmm.
And yeah, I love it. I
Yeah.
love being away from home anyway. I'd love to just travel. So
Yeah, it's a perk, isn't it? I would say of being a performer that you get to visit lots of different places. I also was you sort of relatively newly graduated as well. I was reading in your information there that you only graduated in 2021. So, you're doing exceptionally well so far in your career. I mean, what got you into performing in the first place?
So it was definitely, so I have a big brother, and he was in a music band called Mariel. And there's a very big age difference between me and my brother. And he had this, I idolized him. Everything he did, I was like, oh, amazing. And I really wanted to be part of his boy band, but
Right.
obviously I was a bit too young and not a boy,
Yeah.
so I couldn't be in it. And so, but I think my brother kind of noticed that I like to sing, and then kind of said to our mom, like, oh, maybe we should enroll her into some kind of like performing arts school, something like that. And then that's kind of how it started.
Yeah.
And I kind of just been singing and dancing, well, singing and acting my way through life.
Yeah. That's, I mean, it's amazing. It's always great to come from, a family of performers, because you get that that connection, don't you? I mean, I was reading in the paperwork that I had about you, that which interested me, because I love this program. You were in an episode of Inside Number 9.
Yeah,
You.
yeah.
I have a little soft spot for Reece Shearsmith, I do have to say. So that's what piqued my interest. And you were in the episode 3x3 with Lee Mack. Now,
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched all of Inside Number 9, and I have to be honest, I don't understand them, but I think they're very clever. And that was a really interesting episode, because I think when you went on socials and everything, people actually thought this was really happening. I mean, what's it like filming something like that? Which is, I mean, it does have a bit of a cult following, that show. What was it like?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Inside Number 9. And I think for it to be my first TV job, I was kind of like screaming at the TV, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Um, so the whole process was very, very interesting. So auditioning for Inside Number 9, because it is so secretive,
Uh-huh.
I had no clue what I was auditioning for.
Oh,
So
really?
I was like, they send out the casting call, and they said that you needed to be this kind of character. And then I did it, and then I didn't hear back for a couple of weeks. I was like, in the actor way of being like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. And then I got a call back, and so it was really cool. And then I got it, and I was kind of like to my agent, okay, can I know exactly what it is now? And they were like, oh, it's Inside Number 9. I was like, ah.
Oh, wow. So you didn't
So
even know at that stage what you were auditioning for?
no.
Wow, God.
But the only thing that kind of gave it away a little bit was because I'm such a huge fan. I'd kind of an actor. I kind of Googled the casting director for Inside Number 9.
Ah, okay.
Same casting director. So I was kind of, even that she does a lot of other things though for the BBC. So I was kind of just like, oh, it could be anything, but it
Yeah.
would be really nice if it was Inside Number 9. And so yeah, it was all very secretive. And I think what like was amazing to me as someone who's like a really big fan of it was how involved Steve Pemberton and Reece Shearsmith are
Yeah,
in it.
yeah, yeah.
Like we met them really early on in the process of
Yeah.
rehearsals, and they were really collaborative about the whole thing. And they really wanted to know about us as people as well as actors.
Okay.
And they turn around content really quickly. And I think that really impressed me, because I was kind of like, you hear of all these programs that take months to film
Mm-hmm.
and have such a massive impact. And when you see two creatives who are actors as well as writers
Yeah, yeah,
writing scripts and then having a week of rehearsals, a week to do fittings, and then boom, we're like filming it.
yeah,
It's kind of like an amazing kind of process to watch.
yeah.
And I think they are very specific people in that kind of sense of like everything happens very specifically in their minds,
Right.
and all their content they come out with is so cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a really interesting point as well. I could go on, so you don't need to stop me. But
Yeah, no, please do. It's really interesting. Like, I saw that and I thought, oh my God, I must ask her about that, because, as I say, I'm a massive fan of it as well, and don't really understand them all, if I'm honest. It's really just clever, really clever writing, which I think is why it has such a big following. Have you got any other, TV opportunities heading your way? Is it something that you'd like to do, or is theatre more your sort of your area?
Yeah, well, I'd love to. Obviously, every young actor would love to do so much more television. And
Yeah.
I think what has been amazing about doing the rep company is that I have so many young actors around me who are doing so many cool things
Yeah.
in television, and getting to see them do all their cool stuff as well is like, yeah, that's kind
Mm.
of like what I'd love to do. But obviously, theatre is amazing and it's happening right now, and it's a test of your acting prowess every single night, trying to find
Yeah.
something new to bring to the characters. So
Yeah.
even though I would love to get some more TV work in the very near future,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful and really, really happy to be doing as much theatre as I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah, I mean it's wonderful. I mean, obviously live theatre is, it is the best, isn't it? Because as you say, it's happening right in front of you. And you could see a different show, every night, couldn't you? The same show, obviously, but a different performance, which you tend to give, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So what attracted you to this story about Cheeky Little Brown?
Yeah, so what attracted me was so when I went to audition and they'd written the casting breakdown, I think we're getting better now in this industry of having characters that look more like me.
Hmm.
And when I heard that the character was plus size and a Black woman and a woman who lives in London and a woman who is questioning her sexuality,
Hmm.
I was kind of like, oh, like this relates to me on a lot of
Mm.
levels. And so that really drew me to the project. And then when I read the script, I was just kind of like, this is incredible writing. The music is really good and
Hmm.
the lyrics are really good. And Nkenna is a genius.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, it drew me more to the play. And
Hmm.
then Chino as well, the director,
Uh-huh.
I just knew her vision for it, and a kind of show that she was trying to create was something, if I wasn't going to be a part of, I definitely wanted to go see.
Sure.
Um, so yeah, I think that really drew all those things in collaboration. And obviously, as a young actor as well, getting the opportunity to work in Bristol Old Vic,
Yeah. It's pretty
that's
iconic. Yeah.
that's an
Yeah.
amazing,
Yeah.
that's an amazing thing.
Yeah, it's a
So
box ticked, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. So for me, those were all the kind of things that really drew me to this opportunity.
Yeah, and you've done obviously, excuse me, previous theatre before. You've worked at the Orange Tree Theatre, which is a great venue in London as well, and the Unicorn Theatre, which is children's theatre, isn't it? So, I mean, do you enjoy performing for children? I would imagine the audience is a little bit different, obviously.
Yeah, no, I so the vast majority of the work that I've done in theatre since I graduated has been children's theatre, and it's taught me a lot. Children are probably one of the most honest
Yeah,
audiences,
yeah, exactly.
and yeah, and it's been amazing because my first ever show that I did outside of training was a show called Cinderella: The Awesome Truth at the Polka Theatre. And again, even though obviously that was kids theatre and Cheeky Little Brown is adult theatre,
Hmm.
I love the idea of playing a character that was Black, plus size, and confident in their plus sizeness,
Yeah.
and kind of loved themselves, and was telling little young Black girls like me
Mm.
that they were strong and beautiful and powerful. And I had some really amazing experiences where I was meeting little girls who looked like me and kind of like
Yeah.
having that opportunity to interact with them. And I wondered if when I was younger, if I'd had that opportunity, would I have like seen myself differently?
Sure.
So kids theatre is amazing. I really, really enjoyed doing it.
Yeah.
And I definitely would do some more if I had the opportunity.
Yeah. Would you ever sort of go into pantomime? I mean, that seems it's a great, art form. I absolutely love it. I'm obsessed with pantomime. Would you ever consider that sort of area?
So panto is a bit different. It's
Yeah.
much more harder work. You're having 3 shows a day, and
Yeah,
it's
that's very
like,
true.
yeah, so probably I think panto is probably a little bit of a step for me, but I love
Mm.
kids theatre and I love like doing other things like that. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, why not? Why not?
Mhm.
So the music in Cheeky Little Brown, are you singing the?
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
oh, amazing. I'd love to hear some of those at some point. That'd be really lovely. I mean, the show, as I said, it kicks off at the Bristol Old Vic. You'll go into the Lowry in Salford to Coventry, which isn't too far from me. So I think I might come and have a visit to see you, because it does sound really exciting. And the way you've described it and everything, I think it's a show that that really needs to be seen. And then you're finishing off at Derby Theatre at the end of October. So I really hope it goes exceptionally well for you. Thank you so much for chatting with me. It's been a pleasure to have you. And hopefully I'll see you out on the tour. So good luck with it.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Take
Bye
care.
bye.